Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ÉISG podcast, an intern survival guide, where we teach you how to survive in Paris and during an internship at an indie festival. We have new hosts every week with different topics each time, ranging from music, fashion, tourism, but above all, independent cinema. We hope you like today's episode. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next edition of ÉISG's Intern Survival Guide. Warning: this podcast occasionally contains strong language which may be unsuitable for children, unusual humor which may be unsuitable for adults, and lots of LGBTQ plus jokes which may be unsuitable for assholes.
Hi, I'm Martha.
Hi, I'm Camila, and we're interns at ÉISG Film Festival. I work as a video editor, and
I work as a social media intern.
Today we'll talk with Giulia Pan.
Yes, she is the winner of many awards for her animated film, and so we will have a chat with her about her film and about working in this industry. So we just start working and we want some advice.
Hello, nice to meet you. That's first. So now we're recording. Scary.
For to start.
Yeah. But thank you so much for making the time for this. Really, we know it's pretty early. You won a student film last year at ÉISG, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And I don't know, we're really interested in like sort of getting your opinion on how it is to start working in the creative industry as a young person, because
So we start just now.
Yeah.
So we are at the beginning of our career and we want to develop and grow in this file. So yes, but for me, for example, this is my first experience in this file. So it's like I'm at the beginning and want to, learn some advice how to grow in this environment. So it would be nice to talk about this.
Did you just graduate or are you still like college student?
I graduate in October, so I finish for the moment my studies, and now I start with internship. So yes, for the moment, yes, I finish my study. I have to decide if do a master later, but for the moment, I have to think about it.
I see. I just graduated last year too.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
In what?
So yeah.
in animation,
Animation,
right?
animation.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. In USC.
That's pretty cool. And why did you choose animation as like the art form?
Yeah, I studied in graphic design for bachelor degrees, but I found out that I am not suitable in that field because I'm
Okay.
too bad in layouts and typography, all that sort of things. So I think, and then I took a animation class in my university, and it was like I found my interest in the motion field. So, and then I decided to have more like deep learning in animation field. So I came here to do my master degrees, and then yeah. So I think that's that's the path that I found like what I really like.
That
Yeah,
makes a
that's
lot of
cool.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I had like sort of a weird path from uni. I studied something entirely different. Then I graduated, and I knew I wanted to like work in the film industry, but I didn't know how. And so right now it has been like 3-4 years that I'm just exploring every possible role, from like production, editing, or whatever. And it's so good to see that there's someone that like by trying different stuff actually ended up in finding the true passion. Maybe. Yeah, so that's
Yes, I think that you need to try to do different things to really understand what you like to do and what you want to do. Maybe you like to do more things. I don't think you have to just do one thing in your life. You could do it more if you like it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
true.
necessary, The dream job could be not only one dream, could be not only one job, could be different job if you like it.
Yeah, that's true. And actually, 'cause I do animations I'm an animator in 2D and 3D, and I also do some like traditional stuff like pen and glass, like cutouts, like sand. So my portfolio is like containing so many things, and before when I haven't graduated, a lot of people say that your portfolio might be not focused, so we're like kind of hard to see like which field are you like applying for or like focused on. So, but and then when I really start like job searching, I found out that it's actually my kind of like my specialties. So yeah, it's like your portfolio shows your like personality. So if you like have a lot of like skill sets, no matter it's related or not related, it's still like it forms the people you are. So
Of
yeah,
course.
it's like yeah, it's like I'm working in a small animation studio right now, and it's basically like just 3D advertisements and like music videos. But still, we have like things that we need like 2D people, and
That's pretty
that's
cool.
me. So
That's pretty cool. That's actually like something that we were talking about like before starting. Like when you begin your career, maybe there are moments when you're like you have to choose whether to like get experience, maybe also like in a place that you might not love entirely. Because I don't know, maybe you aspire to an advertisement, but having seen your shirt, we imagine you
You
to
to like in a
become
creative place, like
yeah, exactly.
something.
And yeah, we were wondering like how what is the balance between like choosing maybe to get like a series of like a creative role, but they're still like sort of like restrictive to like advertisement sector, or like maybe I don't know other sectors that like one is not completely committed to, or whether one should just be like, no, I want to be an indie filmmaker and I just want to like go and try do my thing, which is like super hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, how do you guys feel about this?
Yeah, I think.
yeah, definitely. Please go.
Yeah, I think it's difficult. At the start, I think that if you want to, gain some experience, learn something, I think that maybe you need to work in a place that is not like your dream place. It's a file that maybe it's a little more about have more rules. You can't be so creative, but maybe it can give you a lot of tools. You can really learn how to do the things, and then maybe later you can start say, okay, I want to work in this file, I want to make film, and okay, I'm like, search a place where I can be more creative. But I think that maybe at the start you have to, maybe accept do a job that maybe you don't really like it, but it can give you a lot of experience. And I think that it is important, to start your career, and maybe you can do after something that you really really love it and you feel it like it's yours.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree. Yeah, I think because we need to just supply our lives, so definitely we need
Yeah.
work, we need
Problem.
money. Yeah, so I think when I start job searching, I wanted to be a 2D animator, but I couldn't find a job because too many talented people want to be 2D animator. Yeah, so yeah, eventually I accepted this like 3D generalist role, but I think it's still like I learned so much just for like motion, even it's in like different material method. Yeah, so I think if like as a freshman in the creative field, I mean I think you still have to like just take what you got, and it's like just maintain like open-minded and just explore more, because I have like different kind of internships before too. I have been like a 3D animator, and I have worked within VR games. So it's like just be like just enjoy. Yeah.
To be honest, I found
Yeah.
something very similar. In my first job was like a producer in actually in an animation sort of studio, like motion graphics and stuff like that. But it was like the most boring thing because the stuff we had to do was for like like business conferences and that kind of stuff. And so it was, I feel like though that like I learned so much and like it was my first job, so you really like completely change mindset even how to work.
You have to understand everything. Is everything new and
Yeah.
Even just like
how
being
it's
on
working.
time. Yeah, which is like
What do you have to do?
Exactly. But I feel like then there is a point where you're like you reach like you arrive at a point of your learning curve when you're like, okay, I got what I needed to, and now I need to find somewhere else in a way. So I really feel like it's about like taking the most out of whatever opportunity you get, and then figure out like, oh, this is enough for me.
Yeah, it's true. It's just you just have to like follow your heart and really think about what you want like at the stage. So
exactly. Yeah. Also. Of course, like with the rationality, like, wait, can I follow my heart? Well, maybe next month I'll follow my heart. Like, but yeah. One thing that we were also curious about was asking how, like, if you feel like something has changed for you after getting your award. Like, you got few awards actually.
Yeah,
for
we
the
see
short.
it. So you're like kind of famous, It's like it's such a yeah, exactly. Something that makes makes like also makes people look at you in a different way. It's something that changed your relationship. Or it's like always like before.
yeah, I think if it's about job searching, then I think it's not very related because I got my job before I got the rewards. But I think the most interesting thing is my parents because they don't really know what animation is. They don't really know what I'm doing, and um, before in university, I do more like 3D animation, character animation type. Yeah, so this time I do my thesis in 2D animation because I really want to. But when I show them my thesis film, they're like, I think it looks not like as complicated as 3D animation. Is this like easy than 3D animation? Is this like yeah, I can see your progress. I was like, okay, fine. Yeah, but after I got those like awards and then I showed it to them and they kind of like I don't know if they understand or not, but they're definitely their attitude changed.
Of course.
Nice.
There are a lot of
The
people were like,
wait,
that's very good. That's great.
Yeah, so I think a word is not really, of course, it like relates people and it kind of set your mind that what you're doing is like have some influence and can be related to people. And I think that's why we make film for like every filmmakers. Yeah, but also I think the the meaning of the award or like how it changed your life, it's like it's more for people who don't really know animation or film.
Okay. That makes sense. Are you working on something new? Of your own project?
I am not recently because I am working, but I just told my boss that I'm gonna quit this job. So
Whoa, wow,
Spoilers, okay.
it's not because of the company. Company is good. So it's like I'm moving to a new place. So I want to just rest for maybe half a year, just be an indie filmmaker to make something that on my own.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty cool. And how is it like, because now you're in Los Angeles, right? So are you still interested in like only like independent filmmaking, or are you considering like big studios and like
Los Angeles, like we kind of, imagine like a place where, everything is possible, a place of cinema. Hollywood is like,
Yeah, even I've seen a video about how amazing is the life of animators at Pixar. On YouTube, there's like the life of an animator at Pixar every day, and it's just like,
cool.
whoa, it must be
Well,
awesome.
so yeah, I want to do it.
I totally get it. That's how I imagine like before I get here. So I mean it's still great. There's a lot of like opportunity definitely. But I think for like big studios or like small studios, or like are you going to like be a indie filmmakers, is like different paths that you can choose. At least you have choice like in Los Angeles. And um I think at first, of course, I want to go to those like big companies when I first got here. It's like, oh, I want to go to Pixar, I want to go to DreamWorks. But eventually you'll find out like what you really want to do for now. I mean, for now, I don't want to go to those big companies, so I only like apply job for like small studios, because I want to want to have more explorations on different fields, on like motion graphics, on 3D, on 2D. I still don't want to decide like which field I'm really going to, and I want to just learn more. So
Makes sense. Yeah, I feel like when you go into like a particular like big place, you end up like having to do like very specific job, and so you specialize. Like for instance, like in big like animation studio, just like okay, you're just gonna do this one specific task.
So yes, for all the time, maybe like we are just saying before, someone, if you are young, you want to do more things, and maybe learn a lot of things. So it's normal, I think, that maybe yes, it's like a dream to work in this big company, but maybe for the moment could be, just see what there is around and gain experience in everything.
Yeah, totally.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
But I also think like it might be very different for like animation and like a sort of like live action movies, because a very good thing I feel about working in live action is that you have to work with other people. While I suppose, particularly if you do 2D, you can work only by yourself. Like, did you, like for your short, was it just you, or did you have some collaborators?
Yeah, I definitely have some helps, but it's basically only on my own. So yeah, because it's my last year of school, so I just staying home. I don't have class, so I don't have a lot of like socials at that time. But I think animators and like filmmakers, like people in live action, I can see like clear difference. I don't know if it's just for me and for my school, but we have been like spending time together. We tried in a party, but you can see the like big difference between like animators are like crowded in a small place, and we're like only talking to people that we are like familiar. But live action people are like very passionate, and they talk to everyone. So like uh yeah, I think most of the animators are a little bit like introverts. I think.
That's cool.
Yes, you have to find a place where you fit in, when you
Yeah.
feel when you feel comfortable, and speaking with someone. It's not hard. It's not something you have to think about what to say before meeting people. It's a sign that maybe it's not the place for you.
Yeah, we're studying all manuals.
But
So
okay, you meet with people. What you can talk with him? It's like not maybe. It's not the right place for me.
Yeah, but there's also a place that you have to like just spend time with like people and just get familiar and things will get better because of my like language issue. I'm not a like native speaker, and working in like Los Angeles, definitely you have a lot of like difficulties that you have to like just go over. Yeah. So at first I was also like very shy, and I don't like to ask questions because I'm afraid that I might be too like bothering people and of course and my language issue, of course. Yeah, so but eventually I think if you like spend time with people and be open-minded and actually, I mean, it's for maybe introvert people only, but but actually, people doesn't care that much. It's okay if your English is not that good, and I think most of the coworkers that I met before, they want you to just ask questions rather than like research for yourself, because it's like faster and smoother.
Yeah, no, that's so true. I feel like the language barrier is interesting, particularly like when you're maybe like a bit like introvert or like you don't really know language very well. And this was also for me in English at first. It is just like you rather not say something, but that moment is exactly the moment when like you learn
how to say, how to manage the situation and say what you want to say, even if it's different from how you think in your native language. But the important thing is that you can able to say something.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, I'm struggling with this in French right now because I'm learning like I know like 3 words, and I'm like just try to speak in French a bit, but it's just like no, I don't want to.
No.
So it's just super hard. And when you're surrounded by people who speak English, then you're like I don't care then. You know.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me think about other stuff that we wanted to discuss. One thing that like came to my mind when we were considering like, oh, what should we talk about was the idea of imposter syndrome, which is like something that happens to so many people of our generation. And I feel like this is like in the filmmaking, like creative industry, particularly like when you have to like maybe propose project that come from you, it can be like sort of a big thing. I learned that one of my favorite comic writers from Italy, he became like after he became super famous with his comic strips, and he sold something like 1 million copies of this book. He still kept like doing his job of like teacher, like on the side as tutor, because he was like, I don't believe I'm actually gonna make it. But at the point, he was already like the most famous guy in Italy in that sector.
So it was like,
And I was like, if this is not imposter syndrome,
what is this?
what is it? So do you relate to this? Or?
Totally. I think it made me think of the question that you asked. How did life change like after like festivals or those things? I think that's the things that might be changed. It's like you'll have like audience, the things you're doing is like related to people, and yeah, it's like something, and you can. So that's why I am trying to like rest more and be a indie filmmaker for like just a couple of time, because I think no matter what topic it is, no matter what kind of materials you're doing, like stories like still like relate to people in like some sort of kind. So of course I'm like very I can be anxious about like just how to like sustain my life, but but I think if you have like uh, a like a couple of time that you can just rest, and if you have like good savings, then you can just do it, just try. Yeah.
Makes sense. What about you,
Um,
Martha?
I never experienced this because maybe I didn't have like create something. This is like just graduate and do my bachelor mostly at home due to the COVID. So it was like this is like my first experience, but I think that sometimes is also the society that makes you feel in this way. It's like everything you do is not enough. It's not. So maybe sometimes I think that also the context in we live, the people are really important, are really influence you in this way. So I think that maybe some people experience more these things. Also maybe in Italy is maybe more a kind of thing that you can feel in this way,
Yeah, there's less. It's less
That's
allowed with like trial and error. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you make your first movie and it sucks, you're out. It's like,
Yeah, it's like maybe
it was the first.
yeah, maybe in this file there is not too much possibility and opportunities, so maybe it's not the best place for this thing. I think at the moment, maybe in the future it will be.
Oh no, I get it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because it's like you need to like get out there and like make mistakes, and that's
Yeah,
the way you
exactly.
learn, like whether language
Yes.
or to like or filmmaking. Like
Yeah,
it's
totally
always the
good.
same thing. But it feels like the sector doesn't allow you really to fuck up, which
Yeah.
is the most important part of becoming
Learning
something and learning. Yeah. Yeah, that's,
And I think the biggest thing is that you should like find some like support for yourself, even if it's like physically or like mentally. Because like when I was like making my film, I have so many anxiety. I was like, is this gonna be good? I am out of time. I can't finish it before deadlines, and like I also have like severe mental and physical issue at that time because I stay up too late and and so yeah, I think that there's like a lot of questions. Obviously, no matter it's like people don't understand what you're trying to make, or like you have to like worry about like your life or sort of things, but you have to like really know about your like support system. Like you have your family, you have like your friends, and like those are the people that really means to you. Like um so other things is like it's secondary. So just the ability to like not care that much is very important.
yeah.
Sure.
That's so true. I really relate to this because one like a year ago I made this short movie with some of my friends, and then when I edited I was like, oh no, it's not what I wanted to do. It's all wrong and everything, and then my friends were like, okay, now it's 2 months. You don't want to show us the movie now. All together, we're gonna take the movie. And we're gonna make a projection between us. So you finally chill, and we had just like a good time, and it was like, oh, okay, that's what I needed, to stop having it as like this massive demon. Oh no, it's not good enough, and that's like, it's project that
you have to try and do something, and obviously at first it will not be good, and I think that you can do something perfect. Never, it's impossible, and you can you can do something perfect, and it's something maybe we search perfection, but it doesn't exist. So this is the problem. I think that sometimes we search perfection and we can do everything perfect. So we just have to accept this and okay, I do my best and that's enough.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like when you're like surrounded by people that remind you that it's just like after this, like the world is not ending, and also the point of this is like relational in a way, because that's what film is about now and art. So you're like, that's correct.
Yeah, I think everyone's like that. Like things that we really want to achieve like at the first stage, and then you feel like everything's kind of goes wrong in the middle, and you're like curving your road, and then eventually you're like, oh, okay, I give up. Actually, I did finish my film, but I still like kind of give it an end and then let it go out for like festivals. So it's actually should be like a 5 minute films, but I didn't finish it and I canceled. I was like, okay, I give up. It should like end in like a different way, but eventually I think everyone will just accept it. It's like it's fine. It's not perfect. It's not you want like at first, but it's okay.
It's like an amazing example of like, like figuring out on the way, and then it becomes something else from what you wanted at first. But can we ask you though, what was the ending that you wanted?
There was like a new character. So yeah, so my film is about this like pandemic time about like people working remotely and learning remotely. So there's a girl which is my main character. So she is like experienced this kind of tough time of like stuck in like opposite time zone because she has to like work or learn remotely, and then she kind of goes into this like fantasy dreams with her cat. Yeah, so they goes into like parties and like journeys, and then she wake up, so she found that it's all a dream. Yeah, so so actually, I have a lot of thoughts about the ending, and there should actually be a new male character or female character, I don't know, but it should be like a cat man. So it's my title, Mr. Catman, and it just
Okay.
vanished. Yeah, so there should be a Catman and like guiding her like dance in the dance party, and then she has to chase her laptop at the end, so she has to separate with this like kind of like beautiful dream. So it's like from a horrible dream and it turns to a beautiful dream because she met someone and she has like social contact with someone in the dream because she is like quite lonely in the reality. But and then at the end she found that oh she's back in the reality and it's still like everything's still the same, but she kind of feel a little bit like relief. So yeah, that should be it. But I think it's okay for now.
To be honest, it works perfectly even like this
Yeah,
way.
absolutely.
You can make part two
Yeah.
maybe if you want.
Yeah, you also it would be nice.
Part two. Yeah.
I feel like it would feel.
Yeah, I mean, how's like remote working like working for you? Have you been in this kind of like situation of like remote learning also in Europe?
Um,
I mean, I
yeah.
guess yes.
Yeah, yes, I do like mostly 2 years of my 3 years bachelor learning at home. So it was like kind of difficult sometimes because I'm a big family. I share my room with my sister. Also, I have to do lessons, so sometimes it was difficult to find a balance of everything. But I learn a lot of things and I enjoy stay at home. But sometimes, I feel like I want to get out, to meet people. Also at university, yes, we do some project online, but it's not the same thing as be together and do things real together. So I think that sometimes I miss this part, like the real part, concrete part. This is something that I have missed during my university.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I remember doing when it was like proper like lockdown that you couldn't leave the house. I started doing. I got because I used to do theater when I was like a teenager, and then in that period I was like I have nothing to do, so I connected. I started doing theater again, but it was the funniest thing because how do you do theater classes on Zoom? It was just it was nonsense. So we studied so much like text and everything, but it was so fun. Like,
Oh, nice.
but then was like the weirdest part was like me after the lockdown was ended.
Okay, meet with people.
Meet for the first time and be all there and doing like a very physical thing, which is theater, and it was just like, what? This was the weirdest situation. Like, even just like, oh, these people have like have all
Have
money.
all money.
It's super weird, and they're not like flat.
And when you like really meet those people, people will say, "Oh, you're like shorter than I imagined. It's like
Yeah,
you only see
actually.
like
Yeah, usually.
Of course. Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
true.
so funny.
Cool. It's time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
And thank you so
So
much
much,
for waking
yeah.
up so early for us.
Yeah, it was
Thank you
really
so
really
much.
nice and
Thank you
beautiful.
so
Like,
much.
such a lovely talk.
Yeah, really. It was very nice to
Yeah,
confront.
nice to
Yeah.
meet you. Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
And send me your films link. I want to see.
Okay, let's do that. Nice.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
so-
you so much.
Okay, have a
Okay,
good
good
day
day.
at this point.
Yeah, guys, have a good day. Have a good day.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to work.
Nice. Bye.
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 You.